Aaron Bush, Beertopia manager.
And I'm Chris Bettini, bartender at Beer Corner USA. We're at Lucky Bucket Brewing Company, and Aaron was asked by Zach to come down here and create a collaboration beer, a Beer Corner USA Lucky Bucket collaboration.
Kona,
what do you got?
It's a Kona oatmeal coffee stout. About 7% is what we're shooting for. Excited. First time that Chris and I and Bill and...
It's my first time I've ever brewed.
Right.
This is great. I've been to a lot of brewery tours, so let's go inside. We're going to take you guys not only through this whole brewing process, but in a few weeks, when this beer's done, we're going to have a special tapping down at the bar. So hope you guys enjoy what I'm thinking is going to be a great day.
I hope so. Look for us on the Facebook and the Twitter. Maybe we need to start Twitter.
Maybe we do.
Maybe we do. Anyway, look for us on the
Zach
Facebook.
will Twitter it.
There you go. And I think he will. I think we've talked to him. Facebook and the emails, and Chris will put everything out on the Facebook to let you know when it's going to go on, and we're stoked for this.
All right, so let's go inside and brew some beer.
Brew some beer.
Like I said before, we're at Lucky Bucket. We're, excuse my voice, it's kind of hoarse today. We're actually, Zach invited us over to brew a beer. And we've got some 2-row crushed. Bill's got some Munich malt. I've got some specialty grains in the bucket already. What we're doing today is a oatmeal coffee stout. In the beginning processes of the brewing, we're doing some crushing and ready to mash in here in a few minutes. See you in a little bit.
These are great. We can start dumping the grains in
Sure.
and stirring it at the same time if you guys want to do that. And we just kind of adjust the water as we go. Start dumping in.
It's gradual.
Yeah. Probably do a good amount more. Yeah.
And it's just kind of running through the grain bed. Basically what it's doing, it's rinsing the grain. It's rinsing the wort clear. As you can tell, it was a stout. Now at the top here, as you see, it's clear. So the beer is basically on the bottom of the kettle. We've just run off. We've got our 12 gallons in the kettle here. So this is the spent grain, and they actually keep the spent grain and give it to some farmers that come and pick it up. So we'll take the sparge arm out. We'll go dump the grain, and then we'll start the second batch so we can do our 24, 25 gallon batch. So spent grain, money well used. What Adam's doing here is he's got some yeast that he's pulled off another fermenter, and the conical fermenter he's putting these into has been pre-sanitized. The yeast is about 2 liters, and then what we'll do later is we'll pump the beer right on top of the yeast. So what we're doing right now, we're over we got the hot liquor tank here at 170, roughly 170 degrees. Brad's gonna run it over. We're gonna pump it into the mash tun. That's okay. And we've got our second batch going right now. Same as the first batch, we're gonna do 2 separate batches. He'll fill it up now, and then Bill will mash in. We'll dough in. We'll get it stirring, and we'll start to mash. And we mash for an hour at about 100. We're doing this one 157, a little high. We decided we want a nice, big, heavy stout, thick stout, and so we're mashing high with a lot of grain. And this one's got a little more carafa, so this one's going to be a little darker. So when we back blend it, when we get both batches together, we'll add just a little bit more color. That's a nice brown, deep chocolate color. I want to add a little bit more. We decided we want to add a little bit more color to it, so I added another 1.5 pounds of carafa 2 on this one, which is a debittered malt, but it adds great flavor and great color, without a lot of the roasted bitterness character of some of the other darker grains. Like Bill said, sometimes I got to use both hands. So I'm gonna get those little dough balls out of there. Yeah. We mashed in. We calculated it's a little over. It's about 1.4 quarts per pound of grain. So it's a nice thick mash.
Nothing crazy, but it smells like freaking chocolate mocha surprise. Keep that stirred in. We'll let it sit for about 60 minutes, about 40 minutes. I'm sorry, about at this temperature. Do a little runoff, do a little recirculation for about 5 minutes with Brad, and then once this is done boiling, we'll clean this pot out, and we'll get another boil going. So this is the second batch. Beautiful. What Adam's doing now is we're getting the boil. We just boiled for 55 minutes on this. We added a 5-minute addition of Amarillo, and then what he's just doing is he's whirlpooling, hand whirlpooling. What this will do is it'll kind of collect all the matter in the bottom. So we'll do that for about 30 seconds to a couple minutes, kind of how long you want to do it. Let it kind of settle out. You'll get some trube in the bottom of the kettle, some hop content, and then we'll run it off through the heat exchanger and not really heat exchanger, but I mean it's a chiller, right? Work chiller, but it's as you can tell down there on the bottom, counterflow work chiller. Thank you. Drawing a blank there.
All right, what we're doing now is Adam's got the fermenters ready. We're going to pump the wort out of the boil pot, and it's going to go through our counterflow chiller here. It's the little copper thing that's kind of on the floor. So what happened here is the cold water is being pumped through the chiller, and there's another inside tube that the beer is being pumped through. And what Adam's doing there is he's kind of testing the waters basically with how warm that beer is coming out of the chiller. So the pump, or the hose you're seeing there is beer. The water, the red hoses from behind are what's providing the very chilled water. So, and then, yeah, obviously he wants me to check it out. So what I'm doing now is I'm kind of changing the flow of the beer out of the boil kettle. The little bit slower, the little bit better it'll cool. If I turn it up too fast, it'll be too warm going into the fermenter. So it's filling up. It's about 12 gallons in there. And then what he's doing here is it's pretty much full. We've pretty much finished off what was in the boil kettle. And then he's forcing the lid closed. And what you're seeing there out of the airlock is actually sanitized water. We want to make sure it's a good, tight seal.
All right, so what we're doing now is Chris and I, we're flying solo here, baby. The other guys are bottling beers, and they're hanging out and having fun in their shop.
Aaron's in his element right
well,
now.
yeah, it's just a matter of picking my own brain here. Anyway, we're fly sparging, running on the fly here. I got hot water coming out of here, being pumped into the top of here. I got beer coming out of here. I'm gonna fill this tank up to right around 12 gallons, and it's just a matter of trying to find the right in and out. So this takes about half an hour or so. Mike.
All right, Aaron's beer in a glass.
In a glass.
This
Thanks
is
to Zach.
Very first ever. Zach, thanks for letting us come down. Here we go, guys. That's what it all comes down to. Wow, I smell that Kona coffee.
I smell Hawaii.
I love it.
I love it.
Wow.
It's not shy on the coffee.
No.
And I got to taste the Kona coffee cold press before it went into the fermenter. I mean, the quality was great, tastes good, it was strong,
right?
And the flavor comes through great.
Absolutely. The nose is good. Not super roasty. It's not like I get obviously the coffee roast, but the stout side of it's not crazy.
And it's not super bitter either.
Right.
I mean, it's got that nice dark coffee, but that's a good beer.
For being a punch of coffee, I feel like it's fairly well balanced.
Yeah,
I
agree.
agree.
100%.
Agree.
The oatmeal balances it out. It's
Yep.
got that nice kind of creaminess to it. I'd have to say for our first collaboration beer, it's pretty darn good.
I think we should do it again.
Right there. Here, good.
My words.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Aaron's in heaven. He just got asked to brew again.
Right.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity. Had a great time.
Yes. So did we.
This is a great idea for a beer.
Thank
Let's
you.
do something totally different next time.
I've
You want
already got a
him to come up
recipe.
with something
I've already
unique?
got a recipe. Don't worry about that.
All right.
Aaron and something different. Go figure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks again. Hope you enjoyed watching us take this beer from cracking grain to enjoying it, the fruits of the labor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember, take a look at us on Facebook. Don't forget Zach's on Facebook with Lucky Bucket.
And Twitter.
And they Twitter.
And they
you can
Twitter.
tweet with
They
these
tweet.
guys.
Tweeting all day.
Yeah.
Tweeting all day. And then
He does.
he does too. I see it. Go to our website, www.beercornerusa.com. Sign up for that free e-newsletter. Keep yourself up to date, because if you got the email today, you would know that in about 15 minutes these doors are going to open, and this beer will probably be gone.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Lucky Bucket. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, guys.
Heaven there is no beer. That's why